Yeah,
I
I
think
do
when you get
too.
obsessed with the scale, it can be not healthy. And
I
when
can
you're
ignore
not
it.
obsessed with the scale, that's healthy. It's hard not to be obsessed with it when you first start this and you want to see what you've lost. And if you can handle it, do it, once a week. But it's, kind of exciting when you first start this. Oh, how much have I lost? But at the same time, it can backfire because I myself didn't lose every month.
Here we are. Welcome,
Hello.
everyone.
Today, we're talking about non-scale victories. Who would like to go
Yay!
first? We're all like, ready to go.
I'm ready to go. I have all my notes here.
I I have all
Okay.
my notes.
Katie, do you
Katie
want to go
has her
first this
notes. Did you
time?
see her eyes?
Yeah.
Well, I'll go first. On-scale victories. Again, you got to think about things and you
You
struggle a little bit
do.
because you don't realize it's a victory until, which we've talked about, you cross your legs.
Yes.
Obviously,
Which
wearing
started this whole thing.
clothes, you put that on. But I did, think about a few things. And, well, a lot of it too is just like, okay, realizing you didn't have a double chin anymore. But when did that happen? When did
Right.
Right.
things
Yeah.
happen? And I
Yep.
feel like even like, was it a non-scale victory or yes, you're losing, but you're not, like the scale doesn't say it, but your energy is different. What you can achieve in one day. And I'm not
Yeah.
saying every day, but the energy is completely different. To be able to get your wedding ring back on.
Well, to also have your wedding ring fall off and you need to get it size adjusted. Yeah. Like I
That's a
can't wear
wonderful.
mine sometimes because, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wear mine without sizers. I have sizers on them and I have to
Yeah.
get them all sized and welded together. But I have sizers on them because I haven't taken it in to do it. But yes, that's another thing. They don't fit anymore. And if I didn't
Yeah.
have that, they would just fall right off. Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Or
That's
they
totally true.
actually fit in Katie's point.
It's like I struggled because I didn't know when it actually all happened. You
Yeah.
know,
No.
it's like all of a sudden you think, wow, okay,
I don't
in
have
my
my double chin.
brain, I feel a certain way, that
Yep.
I look a certain way. But then when I tried clothes on, I wasn't that same person. I think that this topic was tough for me because it's my mental state of mind.
Yeah.
It's like it is a victory for me. I
Hmm.
don't know when it happened or how, I know how it happened, but it was just tough to realize when these things took place.
Yeah. And that's okay because it doesn't have to be a certain, like I wrote down when I certainly didn't do that. It's just when I
No.
realized it. And it's
Yeah.
like, I can relate it to, and I saw this a long time ago, but you don't realize the last time your kids hold your hand,
Right.
It's kind of like that.
No.
When your kids are growing up and they would reach for your hand all the time, you don't remember the exact day they stopped reaching for your hand. This is the same thing, you
Yeah.
know? I don't remember the exact day I was comfortable crossing my legs. I know I just realized it, but
Yeah.
it wasn't like July, whatever, of 2024. I didn't,
Yeah.
it's just all the things that I think what you're saying, Katie, is that you realize that they happen,
Yeah.
right? Just
And
not when.
honestly, like your energy, do you realize it at the time? Sure, I feel good today. And I'm gonna have a list and I'm gonna try to, do all these things and whatever. And prior to ever doing this, like that was not obtainable. I couldn't
Yeah.
reach those goals. I didn't
All
have
right.
it.
You're
Right.
right.
And so then now when I can work and do all these things a lot faster or, just the accomplishment. I don't know when
Yeah.
it happened, but I'm thankful for it.
Yeah.
I'm definitely thankful for it. So I struggled a little bit because I feel like it kind of all flowed together when it happened. I'm not quite sure, but I definitely like losing the double chin. I
Yes.
got,
Yes. Yes.
I mentally have to start remembering that I'm not this person. I'm now this person. I don't know. I think it's that's mental for me to realize that
Right.
I can
Uh-huh.
buy a smaller pair of pants, if I chose to. But what size is that? I don't know. I haven't bought any pants. I have not bought
Uh-huh.
anything in 2 years or whatever, other than shirts.
Yeah.
But
Wow. Yeah.
but that's a goal of mine, is to find something dynamite.
Yep.
Right.
And I
Yes.
think you make a good sorry, Wen.
I was just going to say, those are our non-scale victories when we realize, oh, hey, I can do the X this, and I can
Mhm.
do this, and my gosh, wow, I can cross my legs, and oh wow, I can get up from the floor. And oh
Mhm.
my gosh, you don't, you might have done it a couple times, but you didn't say, oh my gosh, and all those little things are non-scale victories. Anything and everything, no matter when we realize it, are our
Yeah.
non-scale victories.
Yeah.
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 Because
And I
honestly,
think,
I've
Katie,
been
you
at a
brought up a good point.
standstill.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
no, go ahead.
I just thought you brought up a good point, Katie, when you said, when I realized I was this person and not that person.
Yeah.
That's a huge statement right there. That's
Mhm.
But
huge.
but mentally, it messes with you, you know?
It does.
It makes
Because
you
you're so
feel
used
a
to
lot
being
better
that way
about
for
yourself. Yeah.
It
Mhm.
Right.
does. But
Mhm.
it's this mental blockage or, I've never been a thin person, I'm still not a thin person, but I'm thinner. I feel better. I'm much more comfortable in my skin,
Yeah.
than
Oh
I ever
yeah,
was.
yeah, yeah.
Well, and I'm not even, at my goal yet. I have been at a standstill now for a while. And that's like I've talked about. And I'm okay with that.
Yep.
If it takes me another year and a half to get the other 25 pounds off, I am way comfortable with that,
Yeah, and
you
that
Yeah.
know?
right, and then that's good for your body too, to go
Yeah,
slowly.
yeah,
Then you'll keep it off, I feel like that way.
yeah, I agree.
Speaking about mentally, how you mentally view your body. A couple weekends ago, I was getting on my brother-in-law's boat, and I was afraid to step onto it.
Yeah.
I had this huge fear, and when I finally just stepped on it and got on the boat, it was easy. But in my mind, I was still that big person. Mentally, I am still that big person when I try and do things, and it's hard for me to kind of get over that. I'm not 360 pounds. I'm not there anymore.
Yep.
Way a lot smaller than that, and I can do a lot more. So yeah, it is kind of mentally the mentality of you're still bigger, and
Mhm.
your mind, your brain has to realize and adjust to the smaller body.
Mhm. And
That's
sometimes, like, depending on how long you were the size you were, it takes you longer to realize my body doesn't move that way anymore, or I can move my body, or I am more spry, or I can move quicker, or my body doesn't hurt like it does, or whatever it is. Your body is so, and it's got that muscle memory too. It's
mhm,
not just it's subconscious. It's got the muscle memory. Like, "Oh, I can't I know that before when I tried this for years and years and years with my body, this is what it did to me." So that's what it remembers. So it's a
absolutely.
Right.
lot to battle.
Yeah.
It really
Yes.
is. It's a
Mhm.
lot to battle. So those are good ones. Katie, did you have any more, or those were
I,
it? Those were the
I'm
ones you
just, yeah, I'm just super thankful that I don't have fluid in my knees anymore.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
That pain
It
is
was
Huge.
just like
gone.
a big pucker of fluid. And I was just like, what is this? And why won't it go away? And then it was gone. And
That's
I
awesome.
am so thankful right now. So thankful.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah.
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 That was
Yeah.
huge for me.
Yeah. And that is a huge non-scale victory when you do realize those things. You
Hmm.
know, for me, one of my non-scale victories is walking up my basement from my basement to my main floor. I used to have to go one step at a time, one foot up, the same step, the other foot, one step up. Just now, I just walk on up it. And then I used to have to stop at the top of like the second step from the top of the stair, hold on to the railing or hold on to the side of the wall so that I could get both my legs up. Now I just walk up, not a problem. Don't even have to hold on to anything. Just walk up.
Hmm.
That
Yep.
is a huge for me, when I realized that, which probably was about a year ago, that was such a huge non-scale victory for me. Huge.
Huge.
Um, you know, Before I would be able to say I can float in a pool, but now when I realized when I was at Bridget's, I can't necessarily float anymore because I need a float to float. My
Yeah.
body doesn't actually float anymore. It will sink because it doesn't have that fat on it anymore.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this is the thing. So my bracelets used to be really tight on my arm, and I have 12 bracelets on today. There's no way I could get this. So the girls that are my GLP-1 group on Facebook, over 60, they put a bracelet on for every 10 pounds that they lost. Well, I only have 12 on here because I can't fit 17.
Ah,
Wow,
that's
that's cool to
adorable.
put a
Isn't that a
bracelet
good
on. That's
idea? So
so
I was thinking I
cool.
need
That's
to get the
adorable.
smaller ones. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, I mean, they would be so tight on my arms that I couldn't even fit
Yeah.
them.
Yep.
And, now there's a difference in my arms, but
Yeah,
now I
that's
can
awesome.
just fit them on there. So getting bracelets on that there's no way, I wouldn't wear bracelets, and I still kind of don't because I still think about that, but they just hang on me, and I like my little pearl ones. Those used to be so tight and stretchy, and now they fit, and I like to wear them with my watch when I wear that. Also, the health benefits to losing all this weight. And my
Yes.
blood sugars, like I covered a couple episodes ago, my blood sugars, my A1C, all those health benefits of losing this weight.
Huge non-scale victory.
Yeah, is huge. Getting up
Mhm.
off the floor when you're sitting on the floor, just being able to get up. When you fall down, you're kind of scared to fall down, but then I did fall down about a year or so ago, and I went, I can get, like I had an injection in my back, and it had froze one of my nerves, and that leg, I couldn't feel anything. And my husband said, well, just go. Well, he was trying to help me up, and we both fell. It was crazy. Anyway,
Yikes.
so then he said, just get
Yikes.
yourself up on the couch. And I said, oh, and then I did it. And I said, what? That was when I realized, oh my God,
Yeah.
and not that person. I can get up
Yep.
by
Get up.
myself.
Yep.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes. Sitting in any chair I want to sit in now. You know, I don't have to go to the plus size section when I buy my clothes. I can go to the ladies section and the women's section and buy just a plain large shirt instead of XL shirt. Feeling comfortable in pictures and not hiding when people are taking group pictures.
Oh, I
Just
used to
feeling
hide
confident and
all the
smiling.
time. All the
Yeah.
time.
Oh yeah,
Well,
I
you
do
can't
too.
hide when you're the shortest girl because the shortest girl always goes in front.
Goes in the front. Yep.
And I'll tell you,
Well, Bridget's short too. Yeah. The seatbelt in the car doesn't come all the way up to here. I can bring it down over my shoulder and be comfortable without it coming all the way up here and cranking in my neck.
Yep.
You know, I was going to talk about sleeping better, but my doctor just recently took me off all my medications for my sleep. Like I was on trazodone and I was on Xanax and I was on a muscle relaxer. And I finally, like about a week ago, came off all of those. And then then I was having trouble for a few nights sleeping. Then I started taking magnesium citrate that Bridget told me about. And I've noticed that I have been sleeping a little bit more regularly the last few nights because I've been on that magnesium now for about a week.
Glycinate.
And yeah, and glycemate, magnesium glycemate, yeah,
Yeah.
300 milligrams. And I just thought this morning when I woke up, I've been sleeping the last several nights just fine.
you have to
Mhm.
send me the link to that.
Yeah, Bridget can send you the picture. That's what she did for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
I will,
I
Katie.
feel like I do have more energy during the day now. These are non-scale victories, healthier habits. However, I was going to talk about that. Speaking of healthier habits, like non-scale victories, I've noticed like within the last month, the food noise is sort of coming back. You know how you lose all that food noise?
Yeah.
And so I have been buying chips at the store and having those for a snack. I mean, I do have ice cream. I did talk about that every night, but that's, a little treat for me. And I noticed I have been buying cookies and, eating those. So I just really have to watch my food noise when I'm at the grocery store. I have to, because it's starting to come back. It's not completely gone. I'm still have I'm not hungry and I forget to eat, which is a non-scale victory.
Right.
But like more in the evenings, more in the evenings when I want something sweet then. And that's when I have to really watch, oh, I really got to think about, let's not have those chips and just forget about it. Just move on and do something else and just forget about that food noise in your head for a little bit.
Right.
So I'm just looking at my notes. So I had to buy a couple new pairs of pants for the summer because the ones I tried those on from last summer, they fell off me. So, I mean, those are, yes, I know. And that was such a fabulous, fabulous feeling like, oh my gosh, even from last summer, these pants are falling off of me. So yeah, those are what I felt were my best and biggest non-scale victories. And I'm so happy to have them. You don't look at that scale all the time. Maybe
No.
once every couple of weeks, you look at the scale and say, I'm still the same weight, or, oh, I've gone down a pound, great. I haven't gained anything. So that is good.
That's awesome.
I haven't
And those
weighed.
non-scale victories mean the most to your mental health. They
Yeah.
really do.
I haven't weighed in a while. I can hold off for a while. I don't.
You're feeling good about yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm feeling fine. I know I'm
Right.
not losing right now.
And that's okay too. Not to, right.
Yeah.
Don't, right.
But I
Yeah.
think
Don't
that's
win.
so important because I think that's really healthy.
Yeah, I do
think when you
too.
get obsessed with the scale, it can be not healthy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
I
when
can
you're
ignore
not
it.
obsessed with the scale, that's healthy. It's hard not to be obsessed with it when you first start this and you want to see what you've lost. And, if you can handle it, do it, once a week. But it's, kind of exciting when you first start this. Oh, how much have I lost? But at the same time, it can backfire because I myself didn't lose every month when I started on my Saxenda and then Wegovy. And I had a CNP that I worked with on telehealth when I was on them, and she was wonderful. She walked me through it. And that's why when I started measuring. So, measuring can be a non-scale victory for you because it can mess with your head if you're not losing. And it doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. And it doesn't mean something's wrong with the medication. You just have to take it week by week and do it. This is definitely not something that I didn't at least lose like this. It took me a very long time to lose my weight, but it, for me, was the best way, obviously. So those non-scale victories and being healthy about what you're, when you're weighing in and not worrying about it is a big deal. Because you can also tell the way your clothes fit too,
Absolutely.
But yeah, anyways, it's not all about the scale all the time because there's a lot of times inches are coming off and you don't even realize it. And if
No.
you're not
Right.
measuring, then you're not
I
sort of getting that.
regret not doing that. I really
Yeah.
wish I would have
I do too.
measured.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe I should start doing that. Like, it's never too late to start measuring.
No,
You
you
know?
can.
Right.
You can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might start doing that.
Absolutely. Or another way to do it too is like if you have any pants that were your size before or whatever, is just measuring across like the hips or the butt or something, and then measuring across from the pants you have now. That would be like another way to get an
Yeah.
idea, of
Yeah.
what, or
Very
shirts
good.
too. Could do that too.
Oh, yeah.
know?
Well, yeah.
Might not get every single one you want, but you'll get at least a couple. It'll make you feel good,
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So some of them are similar to Wendy's and Katie's. One of my things that I'm very flexible, and one of the things I love to do is sit Indian style. And I could never sit Indian style. My legs wouldn't go that way. They wouldn't do it. And so I can sit Indian style. And not only can I do that, when I'm sitting in a regular chair, I can tuck one leg under and bring one leg up. And I could never, ever do that before. And when I was with people who would do that, I would never say anything. But in my mind, I'm like, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. And I can do that. Equivalent to that is crossing my legs. I mean, we've talked about that before. I won't beat a dead horse there, but getting up off the floor, as Wendy was saying, was a big deal to me. I can get all the way on the floor and get up with ease. Before I was like, barely could, and I would lumber up and then I had to push myself up. My butt was way out. And then I felt horrible about that because my huge butt's in the air. And, it was just, I felt very uncomfortable and I didn't want anybody to look at me, which is not my personality at all. Stairs was a big deal for me. I went from having to literally pull myself upstairs to just going upstairs without a problem. Not overnight. That took a couple of years. So this takes a while. And walking in general, that was a big deal to me. I could not walk very far. I got to the point where I could not walk, like, think of a cement floor store, Costco, Menards, Walmart, whatever, those big cement stores. 10 minutes max. My legs, all from hips to ankles were killing me along with my feet. I can just walk in there. Now, I do have arthritis in my knees, so I can't constantly walk in there for a really long time now, but way more than I do now. Just being out in public, just being out in public, just doing stuff, going through turnstiles at the store. Like, I don't have to go sideways to go through those little metal turnstiles if you're going to a baseball game or if you're going to a blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Right through those turnstiles.
Yep.
Bathing suit season. That just speaks for itself. We just, I don't have to say anything.
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
Certainly I don't wear bikinis because I do have, the lipedema and stuff, but I am just, so happy in capris and a little tank or a little top and that's it. Plus when you got to go to the bathroom, you can run in and pull them down. Like Wendy and I were talking the other day. Sitting in chairs in auditoriums, stands, old theaters, old play theater, movie theaters, airplanes, just not going over my seat and then feeling people's legs and butts or hips, not butts, hips on my legs, and then trying to be small and then just trying to, and I couldn't cross my legs and just sit and being so miserable the whole time. So,
Yeah. That's huge.
putting on clothes, just putting on clothes,
Yeah.
and trying on clothes. Literally, I would make an effort not to try on clothes before. And now, unless I'm thrifting, I try them on, which I pretty much have done for the past year and a half, 2 years.
Because
I
you don't mind
thrifted
looking
my
at yourself
clothes
in the mirror.
because I don't want to pay $30 for a shirt and then 2 weeks later, or a month later, I'm out of it. Running errands, just getting in and out of my car, just running errands, just running errands. Just like it was such an effort to pull myself out of the car and go in there and walk on those floors and get what I got to get. And then I didn't do a good job because I was exhausted and then I was in pain and blah, 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 and sweating. And people are looking at me and walking weird
Yes,
and
that is a
whatever.
huge one. I didn't think about that, but yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ugh.
Getting out of the car. Yeah.
Yes. And then wearing jeans. I have an hourglass figure for the most part. My waist is tiny. My hips are nowhere near as obviously as big as they were. They're a lot smaller now. But whenever I was bigger, not only did I carry all my weight in my hips, but I carried it in my butt. So my butt would come out like this. She was a
Me
big
too.
mama.
Yeah.
She was a mama. And then I had this, and then the jeans would go, and there would be this whole thing. And if I would sit down, my shirt would come up, and then all my, you know what, would come out. And then I'm like, pull my shirt down, and then I couldn't sit, didn't fit in the chair. And then just the whole, so now I can wear a pair of jeans, and they don't do that. Now they don't all hug my waist. The only thing that really the only thing that really fits me are like, yoga pants or whatever that I wear every day. That fit me just right. But I can actually, and I can wear the straight leg jeans or the peg jeans or now I still have cankles, so I guess I can never get rid of that, but I still feel better in the jeans. So I guess I don't really worry about my cankles. So that, and I've lost, an absolute like 60 inches off my body. So, that's
Amazing.
huge, but
Amazing.
that was all through it now. Yeah.
Amazing. Oh my
Yeah.
God. It's
Yeah, thank
amazing.
you.
It feels so
Thank
good.
you. And a lot of times, I really want people to know that it's not the pounds, because if you're starting to work out, like if you've lost and then you start to work out, you're going to gain muscle. So the way your clothes fit, and if you measure those inches, you're going to be smaller, but you're going to weigh more, because a pound of fat is like this and a pound of muscle is like that. I don't even
Right.
know, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes.
The other thing is my left ankle used to fold all the time, and my just knees and ankles would hurt constantly. I was just born genetically with bad knees and ankles. I read the other day, because my husband is on Zepbound now, but he was like, because he got knee surgery, he's like, my knee's feeling better, and I can conquer steps a little better now after his knee surgery, which will get better and better, of course. But he's like, I said, well, yeah, you take like so many pounds off of your joints, especially your knees and ankles per whatever. So I looked it up. It is every 1 pound of body weight to 4 pounds of pressure and load you take up. So I've lost 440 pounds of pressure off my knees and ankles. I'd say that's pretty
Wow.
good, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Katie's lost 200. Wendy's lost more than all of us put together on her knees and ankles.
Oh God.
500, 550. I don't know.
Oh,
a
God.
lot, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
So I don't know if the
175
calculation
pounds
is,
times 4.
yeah. I don't know if the calculation is different after so many pounds. I have no idea. But if you just calculate it 1-to-4 ratio, that's,
Yeah. Right.
So I'm sure there's countless more. I just feel so free
Right. That is the feeling. Yes.
in
Your
my
body feels
body and
free.
who I am. I just,
Yeah.
it's like nothing. It's like nothing else. And I used to hear when I struggled before this GLP-1, when I struggled, and in whatever form you're taking it, whatever form you're taking the GLP-1, there's patches and pills and shots and there's all sorts of stuff. Whatever form you're taking it, before I did that, people would say, well, being thin is better than how any food tastes. But it was never about that. It's such a,
Right. Right.
and I'm sure they meant well. I am sure they were not like trying to be jerks or whatever. But it was so much more, I know, for all three of us than that.
So much more than that. So much more than that.
Yeah.
For
You can
me
starve
personally.
yourself for weeks and still not
Yeah.
lose weight.
Yeah.
No matter how hard you tried, no matter what you did, no matter what.
Yeah.
It would not. Come on. It would
Nope.
not.
Yeah, like, I
Whatever's
don't
in
even
this
really
medication.
care how much I weigh. To be quite frank with you, I really don't care. I just
Yeah.
want to feel, I want to continue feeling good, feeling
Yes.
better,
Yes.
continue, this journey that I'm on, that I'm not really like killing myself. I'm okay with being in a lull, or, it might take me, 2 months to lose 3 pounds. I don't care. I feel
That's fine.
fine.
Yeah.
so much
Right.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you feel like that's because you've already lost a good amount of weight?
Well,
Or
I think anybody even just losing 50 is,
It's huge.
a
That's
lot
what
of
I'm
pressure
saying.
off
Do you
your
think
body.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Like, do you think you would feel like that if it took you like a month to lose 3 pounds because you've already lost it and that's sort of the mindset you're in now? Is
Yeah,
that
I just feel
okay?
like I'm feeling a lot better. If it takes me a longer period of time to lose the rest, I'm
Uh-huh.
okay with that.
Yep.
Like I've said prior, my goal is to, start working out and start building up muscle. So that could, maybe add weight, but, you know, I just continue feeling better. It doesn't matter to me if what the actual scale says,
Yeah.
like you said, I hadn't worn jeans in I don't know how many years. I mean, probably
Yeah.
forever, which I did keep my favorite pair of jeans. They're so big on me, but I've had them
Ye
for probably 25 years. They're fantastic,
Oh, that's
and I still
awesome.
wear them. So,
That's
Oh, that's okay.
awesome.
Oh my gosh.
yeah,
Yay.
they're in style right now. And someone who's 5 foot tall can't really have like a boot cut, but they're kind of like a
Right.
boot cut-ish,
Yeah.
but
Uh,
who
if
cares?
you love
They're
them,
old as dirt,
yeah.
but
Who
I love
cares?
them.
I
You
love
love them.
that.
Right.
Yeah.
Love it.
Awesome.
All right, ladies. This was so awesome. I think that we shared these, and I want this hopefully can reach so many people and help so many people because there's so much more than just the weight, just the pounds every
You're right.
week. If you're
Yep.
only concentrated on that, you're not going to see the whole picture. So I hope this helps that there's so much more to losing weight than just the actual weight.
You're right,
I
Bridget.
agree. I
All right.
agree.
Until next time.
Yay.
The content shared on this podcast is for informational and educational purposes only and is not intended as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Please consult your physician or healthcare provider before starting any weight loss program.